Everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Entertainment only, and yes, I'm home. I'm an absolute pleasure to have you. But mind you, home half. I've got that glazed look happening. It's 41 degrees outside, even though we're very close to the beach here. It's just that the wind is coming across the continent from the northwest. Huge electrical storm, I believe, about 3, 4 nights ago or days ago. Took power out for a couple of days while I was away. Power's been restored, but this is really the first time the aircon's been put back on. And of course, the repairman will come some stage this week. Um, so the fan, this part of it's working, and the evaporation to take the moisture off because the humidity is pretty high as well is working. So it's bearable inside with everything shut, but outside it's woo-wee. Okay, so let's get started. Now I'm a little bit late coming on today. I flew back in late Sunday night, about 9 o'clock. Monday off, and today is Tuesday here. So my partner, my husband, is taking the week off work, but he is at the moment taking his father to a specialist appointment. So yeah, we're Gen X, but both of us were in that middle bracket where we're sort of looking after people both ways, and his father's got some issues as well at the moment at 91. So let's see how it goes. Now, I am using my runic tarot. I'm pulling the runic tarot out again. I'm getting back to the decks that I left behind. Yay! And I wanted to have a look at the Kremlin's reaction to Trump's threat of the other day. This is a bit of an old question, but my guides won't let it go. And as I'm poker shuffling my deck and splitting it, yeah, justice when you've got the sword of truth and the arm in the wolf here, holding it at bay, and then we've got this particular card as well. Now, for those that have been with me for ages, will know that I haven't been able to pick up Putin for about 18 months now. I have identified at least 3 body doubles, and I have been picking up for a long time now that when the time is right, one of those body doubles will be taken out. That's when the announcement will be made. Paid that body double is doing it, if I say willingly, not really, but yes, and the family will be compensated very well for it. But I keep getting this image of the morgue with the drawers in it, and when the time comes, 3 drawers will be pulled out, and an assessment is made as to which body looks freshest as to being the one that puts on display. So we'll see how that plays out. But I want to have a look at how the Kremlin's feeling after that threat that Trump made, or felon 45, because to me he's not 47 and never will be, and he'll be barely 45. I think it will be declared, I've been saying for about 2 years now that it'll be declared illegitimate going down the track. Now, the reason I'm asking this, I had written it down a while back. I was going to let it go because it's been all of about 3 days ago, and 3 days ago has been a lifetime, really. But I had a vision last night when I was having a chat to my boys about, well, what am I going to read on tomorrow type thing. And I got some really nice things to read on too, but I just wanted to get this one out of the way. The vision I was given was like a huge vaulted, if I say like a hall, and the walls and the vaulting are all stone. And when I say stone, I mean, rough set with lime mortar type stone. Not, lovely little squares put together type thing. So almost like an old Roman wall type look to it. No plaster on it. So anyhow, huge hall, vaulted hall. And when I say huge, it was probably 3 stories high, it felt like, and really, really long. So I have no idea where this may be, or it's simply a metaphor for a location. One end was 45 on a stage behind a dais, etc. Crowd was down on the floor, and I was looking on it from above. So I could, at the back and above, and I turned my attention to the left, and I could see in a little slot, like I'm talking about a little slot in the stonework, a rifle barrel protruded, and aim was put on to felon 45. So I didn't go any further than that. Whether it actually goes any further or not, I'm not sure. But that was the image I was given last night. Now I'm just going to tell you, I read at the time of the first, but the Butler attempt, and I get really strongly that it was planned to boost ratings, etc. And I get really strongly that the young man was supposed to be firing blanks. I don't know whether they were swapped out on him or whether he swapped them out himself, but they weren't supposed to be live rounds. So when I'm talking about, well, what have we got here? Just when I was talking about the Butler one. But this is just felon 45, an absolute disregard for human life. Couldn't really care less. It's almost like it's a game. It's an indolent play thing that's happening. But then I've also got the world card. Things are going to come to an end. Now, I'm always reminded with this particular card, it looks like the final scene or the close to final scene in Indiana Jones and Raider of the Lost Ark, when the Nazis look gleefully into the Ark of the Covenant, expecting riches and power and eternal life and all the rest of it, and they literally get desecrated, turned into dust. So it will come to an end. I know it's absolutely ghastly what's happening at the moment. Humans just seem to rinse, repeat all the time. However, good reminder, doesn't make it any better. But we had the 80th anniversary Holocaust memorial the other day, and as awful things are at this stage, and I don't think they'll ever get to that stage again, things are not as bad as they have been. This too will pass. But I want to have a look at the Kremlin reaction. Why am I getting... You've got to remember, this is the joint that made the announcement on about November the 6th, was it? Put out some nudie photos of Melania on their state television. Nothing goes on state television without Kremlin approval. Nudie photos, and basically said, you owe us. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. The Kremlin. How are they going to react to the Trump's bombastic? Okay. There was a really interesting, put it on the community page. If you're wondering where the community page is, just click on Meister Tarot under this video, takes you to the main page. You'll find the community page about an ex-friend and ex-business partner of Elon's, a really good little blurb. Okay, come on down, let's have a look. Oh, if I'm trying to get my thoughts together, I have been lovely no news for a couple of days. Okay, first card out, the Hermit. I'll just see if that brings any better light. One day I'll have my own office. The Hermit card. Isolation, can be sanctions. So this is the energy that they're stewing in at the moment, the Kremlin. The sanctions are biting. They're finding themselves isolated. They put him in, well, they helped put him in power to I'm getting to lift some of the sanctions, or to ease the isolation of it. Okay, I think they're in for a bit of a shock here. Second signifier, or the challenge, is the Knight of Pentacles, the mercenary. sold, the challenge is going to be sold state secrets. Now, I'm always getting that the documents case, the Florida documents case, is that report is the huge one. So the challenge here is the Knight of Pentacles. Can also be a stability of government, standing strong and protecting, but more often than not, it's the mercenary for me. Okay. Oh, gosh. Sometimes I'm a bit slow. Yeah, Trump was put in as a mercenary for them, for the Kremlin. Okay. Paid to do. Right, yeah. There's some pretty powerful contracts and agreements here that, don't know if you can see the female figure in the background there. Some pretty powerful contracts and agreements that were made, and I think they're being called in. Someone's not looking though. Somebody's not wanting to take part, but I think they're being called in. In the past, we've got the Strength card. It's also the polar bear or the bear. Go on to the little sprites here. Again, I don't know if you can see the little sprites there in the background. The magic, the show of strength. The Russians are very big believers in dark magic. I doubt they're watching my wee little channel, but in using psychics and astrologers and stuff. That's why I wonder whether I'm the strength with the sprites. But the strength of Russia is in the past. Crowning this reading, the Page of Wands, which is my Slav Ukraine card. Vive la Resistance, the 3-day invasion that's now quagmired down into nearly 3 years. So crowning over the top of this is Ukraine, the defiance of Ukraine. Now, Felon 45 has made a decree to stop foreign aid, which he seems to think will also include aid to Ukraine. However, that money has already been approved. It's already in the system. Biden sent as much through sitting in the wings as he could already. And when I say money, it's not so much money. They're giving Ukraine older equipment that's still miles ahead of what anybody else in the world has got, and then replacing it with new equipment that is being made in the US is the main source of assistance that the US was giving Ukraine. However, Trump made the promise that ceasefire would be within 24 hours of him taking office. Well, we're now, 7 days in and still waiting. He's signed an executive order, and trust me, about 95 or 98% of those executive orders are not worth the money they are written on. Some are really dangerous, and many of those are being challenged already, but the majority of them are like leaving the WHO. He can't. That's not an executive order. Like leaving the Paris Climate Accord. He can't. That is not an executive order. He's done a lot of these scratchy signatures on things, and they do not mean anything. But Ukraine here is over the here and now. Right, the near future. The Ace of Cups, a new partnership beginning, a new emotional beginning, a new cleansing beginning. So let's see where this goes. Externally, holding on to what is really important and just burning the rest down. Okay, Four of Pentacles. There are things that they've taken what they. I'm not talking about the Kremlin. I'm talking about the relationship with Trump. I think they've got all they're going to get, and they're going to burn them down. That's what I'm getting. They've already got what they're going to get, and internally a Tower card. Going to burn it all down. Okay, hopes and fears. The Death card. Is this a barrel protruding? We've got the Emperor as the outcome. Decree, control, my way or the highway, bringing an end to the legacy. You can hear the dog running around it. She's chasing a fly. And the Chariot. Moving forward. Harnessing chaos to move forward. I mean, you've got two cats here. Have you ever tried to harness two cats to a chariot? But they're pulling together. Harnessing chaos and moving forward. And the Page of Swords. Bringing forth a message of truth about something that happened in the past. Here we've got secret dealings. It's the Knight of Cups. It's usually in the normal deck, my Be Careful What You Wish For card, but in this particular deck, you've got two figures sitting in the darkened corner of the tavern, toasting each other. So it's almost plans that were made in the darkened corner. Oops. Something to do with homeland protection. And the Three of Swords, betrayal, treason. I'm just going to say betrayal and treason there. And then passed out in the cold, abandoned, wounded and abandoned. Okay. I need to ask a little bit clearer on that. So, Lindy, Boo, come here. Come and say hello to everybody. Come here and say hello. Come on. Oh, how'd you come? There you go. There's Bindi, chasing flies. She's a Border Collie Coolie cross. So double dose working dog. Okay, I'm going to grab, I have a new deck. It's my Smith-Waite Tarot Centennial Edition. Got my lovely little crystal here that I'm just putting on top of things. I'll bring you down. Is the Kremlin going to expose well, we've got the walking away, hard work hard work going on. It's also in my money trail card, walking away with the moon. What is it? This is an eclipse on the 14th or something of March, if I remember correctly, from listening to Denise Knight Divination. So let's have a look. Are the Kremlin going to the Kremlin going to the Kremlin going to discard Trump? Let's have a look. Is the Kremlin going to discard Trump? This deck. Is the Kremlin going to discard Trump? Is the Kremlin going to discard Trump? Is the Kremlin going to discard Trump? And if so, how? Is the Kremlin going to discard Trump? If so, how? Okay. Now, the reason why this is called the Smith-Waite deck is Pixie Smith was the illustrator, and we'd be nothing without the illustrations. Okay, is the Kremlin going to discard Trump? End of a cycle. No more use for him. Challenged by the Knight of Cups. False friendship, the false knight, the false offer. A cup may have something in it, but the foundation, harsh truth coming forward, or harsh truth being revealed, rushing in in a mad panic, in a flurry, out in the cold, discarded, moral, ethical, financial corruption, but out in the cold and discarded in the past. They may have already made a decision on this. Got the King of Cups, the negotiator, the diplomat. It was my Biden card. Now, I can't imagine Russia would be in talks with Biden, but I think this is more diplomatic relations. In the immediate future, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that the Russians are done with him and they're going to discard him. They're contemplating their options externally on is there any value left in working with this guy? Is there any value left? Internally, the celebration of the rah, 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 rah. But if you have a look in the background, you've got all the figures walking away. The noise in the foreground, leaving them to it and walking away. And trapped by the messaging that they're putting out there. Let's see where we go. The Emperor, taking control, hopes and fears, a decision, my way or the highway. I just heard too big for his boots. He's getting too big for his boots. May get a reminder about who helped who, because this is the outcome. There might be a reminder about who helped change things and play the shell game, I think as Laurie from Way of Positive Change puts it. He's been distracted perhaps by the shiny gold things. So they're going to bring out some truths to remind him and then whip the rug out from under his feet. Bring an end to the legacy of Trump the King. You've got here a judgment moment, bringing down judgment on him to restore balance and put him in a lie down on the sarcophagus position. It's truth about hidden agendas and sacrificing of the golden head. I'm just going to say the Kremlin not happy. Kremlin not happy, and I'm feeling that the decision has already been made. But he might have one more. They might do one more warning. Wheel of Fortune, judgment. Change coming, a judgment moment. Because the Kremlin already made the decision to remove Felon 45 from the picture. Has the Kremlin already made the decision? Okay, show me the Kremlin. I'm going to remove 45 from the picture. There's something wrong with 45's security detail. It's like it's been infiltrated. But the Kremlin already made the decision. Just do a 3, 2, 1. Let's have a look. Strength. Keeping a lid on it. King of Pentacles. Trump the businessman. Or this could be his protection. The action of protection, because kings are external action, doing action. Queens are internal action within. So the strength of his protection, there's something not right with it. And they're keeping a lid. Oh gosh, another queen. Queen of Swords. strategy, planning, sharp sword, ready to go for the golden-haired boy, sacrificing the golden-haired one, and judgment moment. And on the bottom, Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to say, well, first of all, they're all yes cards. So I'm going to say yes. And the Wheel of Fortune. And then see you later. Sayonara. I'm sure I've said that wrong. Okay. I think they've already made the decision that he has its usefulness. Okay. See how it plays. I did ages ago see him collapsing behind a podium and being carried off. Wonder if this is. Don't wish it. But Kremlin's not happy. I suspect that 45 is not sticking to his side of the bargain, that the power has gone to his head and he doesn't think he needs them anymore. They might have something to say about that. Okay, let's see how we go. Love to you all. Take care.